Hi guys, Deb Acker here, back with another video. And for those of you guys who are new to the relationship healing channel for women, welcome. I am so grateful you are here. We've had a ton of new subscribers join us in the last several weeks and the last several months. So first and foremost, welcome. And if you are not already subscribed, you're gonna wanna make sure to subscribe to this channel. So that being said, you're gonna wanna make sure to stay to the end if you have struggled in your relationships, as I will be sharing with you a way to dive deeper into this material to put an end to painful relationships for good. So on today's video, we're gonna be talking about the biggest undiscussed relationship issue, that really causes pain in our relationships. So now, what is this biggest undiscussed and really something that we're typically not aware of that can cause a ton of pain in our relationships? That is the abandonment of ourself in our relationships. So let's talk about what does that look like, right? What does it really mean to abandon yourself when you're in a relationship? Now, also, I should point out, while I'm going to give you some examples and these are going to be more related to love relationships, understand that this can happen in our family relationships, it can happen in our relationships with our friends, and it can happen in our relationships with our coworkers and our managers, to name a few. So what's one example of the ways that we can abandon ourselves in our relationships? Well, if you are not willing to bring forth your true self in your relationships, that can be a really strong way that we can abandon ourselves. So say for instance, you're wired towards being more emotional, right? Or you're wired towards being more sensitive, and yet you hide that part of yourself when you are dating another because you think that they won't love it or they won't accept it or they'll think it's weird. That is one way that you may not be bringing forth your true self, and that is one way that you can abandon yourself. Another way that this can really look like is when you are going along with things that don't feel right or don't feel good to you for another's love. So, whether it's something sexual, whether it's something, they ask you to, skip out on a friend to spend time with them and it doesn't actually feel like the right thing or the thing that you really want to choose. So much of the time, that can be a really strong way that we abandon ourselves. So when these types of things are happening, especially including, if you are lying to yourself about a relationship you are in, and that relationship, deep down that relationship's not right, and yet you're scared of ending up alone, so you're lying to yourself, that can be another way that we're abandoning ourselves. And, what do we really do when these types of things are happening and we are abandoning ourselves to stay or be in a relationship with another? One thing to really start to do with this is just to start to get, first of all, really clear on one small way that you are doing this in your relationships, or one big way. And then from there, can you start, say for instance, you're not bringing forth a part of you that's really important to you or that's really fundamental to you. Can you start to bring forth just a small piece of that, right? Can you start to introduce that into the relationship? Right? Or say for instance, if you're going along with something that doesn't feel true, doesn't feel right, can you start to set stronger boundaries around that, right? Can you start to say no more? So that is today's video. Now, if you are wanting to dive deeper into this topic of not only the ways that we abandon ourselves, but really the gaps and the pieces and the ways that, things that really cause painful relationships and can cause pain in your relationships, so that you can see those more clearly and then ways to start to change that for good, I'm going to invite you to join me at my Putting an End to Painful Relationships Masterclass. Now, depending on when you are seeing this video, I believe the last live class that I will be teaching is May 19th, 2021. So if you're seeing this video before that and you are feeling called, I would love to have you join me at this class. There's going to be details for that below. And until next time, again, thank you so much for being here. I'm so grateful and I look forward to seeing you soon.